Hey son, I am getting ready to head into Linköping for the first time for student orientation. Most of the actual school stuff is going to be happening later on in the week, and there's actually a digital thing later today, but I wanted to go ahead and head in early so that I could get my student ID and figure out the bus pass and the phones, and there's just a bunch of things that I need to figure out. Especially because I'm a Swedish citizen, but I'm supposed to go to the international office first, which I don't understand. But it is Monday the 24th, and I'm about to start a brand new adventure. Today and all this week, there's going to be a courtesy shuttle from the train station to the Vola campus, which is apparently where I need to go for my student ID and things like that. Normally, I need to go to the US campus, which is, they're in the same city, but there's buildings spread out throughout the city because Linköping's an old town. So I'll be in the campus that's right next to the hospital because of my degree program. So normally I'll take the bus, but today the train it is. This is the train pass. This is what you need with Trafiken. Österland is the county where I am, and Trafiken is traffic. There's someone else coming, and I feel really self-conscious logging, so I'm going to stop now. I love university welcome wagons. I'm hoping we get one of those tour guide people who's all like chipper and happy and peppy. It's like, I'm going to walk you through everything. Don't worry about a thing. That's what I need right now. Someone with a sign was probably down by the main entrance, which I completely missed because I followed the walking path. So, more people. Other humans!
Hi.
Hello, other humans!
Right now, just bring the seatbelt.
All right, so the bus took us straight to the student house, and I got my login information for LO. So I was able to log into my student portal and set up a password, but it takes time for the system to recognize new students. So I have a little bit of time to kill. It's still early in the afternoon, so I'm probably just going to wander around for a little while. I'm also very aware of how old I am at the moment because the cute little kids on the bus with me that were starting their master's program are 21. Yeah, I feel like I'm ancient. Thankfully, they thought I was their age, so apparently I'm not that old, but, you know, still. There is an apple orchard growing in the middle of campus. There's just food hanging out in the trees. They have a punching bag. Oh, I'm hitting the crap out of you. I just think these are so cool. I was telling my friends about these. I was like, the plugs have little caps. Yeah, and it's like, it's so stupid, but it's so cool. Say hi. Blowing like stink, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna get another apple. Why won't you focus, camera? Ooh, apple. Dibs. Okay, so it's second week, day one. I had an online lecture. It was a Zoom meeting, but it wasn't actually a Zoom meeting. They just posted a video and told us to watch it. So I watched it. Now I know how to research stuff. Meanwhile, I just took more notes in statistics because when I started the statistics class, I quickly remembered that I've forgotten everything I ever learned in statistics. So needed to redo that. And now I'm on campus enjoying an apple because they're just growing everywhere. Really good apple too. I'm gonna have to go look at the sign later because each one of those trees is a different kind of apple tree. Figure out which one this is. And I'm gonna go into a lab. Gotta find entrance 23. We're doing split and seed cell lab, cell split and whatever. You take the cells from the big flask, you thin them out with more medium, you put them in separate flasks. It's not rocket science, but it's also incredibly easy to screw up. So, you know, hopefully I'm not the one that kills the cells. Also, there's like some red houses over there. I have no idea what that's from, but this university is like a bajillion years old. So if someone told me that these little red houses were like 16th century schoolmaster houses, I'd believe them. I don't know if that's what they actually are, but you know, I'd believe it. Oh yeah, everyone rides their bike here. Like, everyone.
So just besides something to have more information.
Gonna learn about the library resources that we have at our disposal, and the nice thing about this is I get breakfast. If you're Swedish, you know what this is, and if you're not, don't worry about it. I swear, if we're lost in a basement, I'm gonna kill you.
Today I was late because I got lost.
Oh god, I don't want to get lost in the basement. That's like how horror stories start. It's not creepy in here at all. Yeah, so update. We found our way out of the basement. I'm gonna go study. And there's a tractor. In case anyone thought this was a city, that's a tractor. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to sort of plan out my ISP, my individualized study plan for the next 2 years. And I've talked with my mentor, and I think I have a pretty good idea as far as the classes that I want to take, at least the ones that are offered at LAU. But the other thing is trying to find a research project, and I'm not gonna lie, it's really stressful trying to find a research project. I don't have ideas I have questions and trying to figure out if the questions that I had are questions that everybody has, or are they questions that there are already answers for. It's sort of, I don't know, it's kind of multiple levels of intimidating. I'm trying to read through these abstracts, and I haven't read a scientific paper in a long time, so like it sounds so cool and so fascinating, but it takes me so long to get through. Like I have to stop and look things up so that I have the background understanding to understand the implications of them, and it's fascinating but also really overwhelming in that nice kind of panic inducing way of like, do I even know what I'm doing? You know? So but anyways, I think I found a project that I would be really interested in working alongside, or a researcher that I'd be interested in working with. So now I'm just absorbing as much as I can and trying not to be overwhelmed. This was what's the actual title of this article? Rapid Reprogramming of Epigenetic and Transcriptional Profiles in Mammalian Culture Systems. Yeah. Anyways, a bunch of these are involving pretty intensive bioinformatics. So I've got that written down. Bioinformatics. They show you there's a class at a different university that I can take online for that. So that's something that helps. Recognizing, going into something, knowing that you don't understand it, and then trying to identify the areas that you need to understand more. So I'm going to try to read this now. Okay, so first things first. Swans! Hi, babies! I don't have any nibbles for you, honey. So I know it's hard to believe, but those are actually the babies. Yeah, if I get any closer, they're gonna hiss at me, so I'm not gonna do that. Oh, sun. There's a lot of sun behind me. There we go, that's better. So this is the Baltic Canal. It cuts through all of Sweden from one end to the other, empties out in the Baltic. Used to be a major transit route and shipping lane. It's pretty narrow, as you can see. These days it's mostly used for like leisure craft and joggers. I'm not really a jogger. I just sort of sprint mixed intermittently with really slow walking. None of which is why I turned this on. I've been having kind of a hard time with the whole grad school construct. I've said before how I have a raging case of imposter syndrome, and that is still very much true. But I'm usually able to tell my imposter syndrome to shut up because they let me into grad school. So if I'm not smart enough to be here, then they're the ones that messed up because they let me in. So usually that's enough, but I don't know. It's a very individualized learning platform. It's a lot of problem-based learning and independent study. So like there are no textbooks. You're studying from articles and recent publications, which makes sense because we're sort of supposed to be researchers. So of course we'd be studying at the edge of research. But it gets kind of overwhelming when you're staring at an article and you're suddenly remembering that you don't remember much from statistics. I've been sort of kind of freaking out a little bit over what exactly I'm doing and feeling like I'm not smart enough, and all the rest of it that goes along with being in an advanced program. And oh, Tuggy! Hello. He just wants to sniff where all the sheep pee, I guess. Anyways, I've been having kind of a hard time with that. Just, feeling like I'm not smart enough and like I don't know what I'm doing, because I'll open up an article or a subject, or like we'll open up our lecture notes for Western Blot and everyone's like, oh yeah, I've done that before. And I'm like, I haven't. I mean, I'm a nerd, but my bachelor's is a business degree, and I haven't been in a lab for 5 years, and I'm so much older than like most of the people in my class, and that's just frustrating. But I don't know. I'm not here to nag. I'm actually here because I made kind of a breakthrough. I was going through all this stuff, and I started taking notes in a subject that I'm not really familiar with, so I would write on the margins things that I needed to look up for more background information, which is a very effective study technique. You work through the material you have, and then you outline areas that need further research. It's a very effective study technique. It's something that's worked well for me in the past, and it's something that I realized I've used a lot before. And I've used it not for school. I was using it when I was setting up my business, like SEO and marketing and business plans, and there would be things that I didn't understand and I didn't know if I needed to know, so I'd write them down in the margins and make a note to learn more about it later. And I've stopped walking, so all of the ducks are coming for me. Oh, there's the swans again. Hi guys. Yeah, I don't have any bread for you guys, sorry. The point I'm trying to make is that this study technique I use, where I write down areas that I need to do more research on, is something that I've used before when setting up my business, and it forced me to remind myself that 3 years ago, I didn't know how to format a book. 3 years ago, I didn't know how to set up a website, how to maintain a blog. I didn't know anything about Instagram or tags or social media marketing or scheduling or content calendars or budgeting. I didn't know any of that. And then I did. Yep, they're fighting over imaginary breadcrumbs. It's fine. I made myself learn these things, not because I needed to learn them for an assignment, but because they were things that I felt like I needed to know. And this whole individualized study thing for grad school is the same. I'm teaching myself things that I need to know, not because a teacher told me to, but because I need to know them. And I'm like, oh, I've done that before. I've done this before, I'm gonna keep walking because there's people coming and I feel really awkward talking to a phone. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to share that because it was like, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed, especially when there are gaps in your knowledge. And I finally feel really good. I feel like even if I don't know something, it's okay because I know how to learn. I know how to teach it to myself. I know how to figure it out. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, also, I think I figured out what I want my project to be on. So that's really cool. There are people coming, so I'm going to stop talking. Bye. It's hard to explain how beautiful it is here sometimes. Okay, yeah, so remember what I said about it being beautiful in Sweden? Yeah, I didn't say it was like that every day. Okay, so it is Thursday on my second week of grad school, and I still feel really weird talking to my phone. I'm just gonna pretend that I'm on a video call, and I wanted to stop and say hi. Well, not stop because I'm walking, but anyways, this might be the last day that I shoot any footage of anything just because it's Thursday. And I don't know if I'm going to bother to get the camera out tomorrow because I've got a lab and other stuff. So I figured I'd go ahead and do this today. But yeah, I've been in grad school for a whole 2 weeks. Still mostly have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm kind of figuring it out. And I feel like I'm in a really good place, you know? I figured out my classes for the next semester. I kind of know where I want to do my research. I still haven't heard back from the researcher, but I have emailed him. And hearing back from someone, step one, is normally reaching out. So I think I'm doing okay. And now I gotta let myself into the building. Hey guys, it is the end of Thursday. I'm just starting to edit some of this video for my first 2 weeks at grad school. And I think I'm gonna end it here. I've got a tutorial group, a lecture, and a lab tomorrow, all of which is going to be oodles of fun, but kind of needs my attention. Like I mentioned before, school is the top priority right now, and I am setting healthy boundaries by ending my vlog a day early so that I can go ahead and get the editing done and then focus entirely on classes tomorrow. I may end up snagging a few pictures and throw those in at the end, but until then, this is what I got. It's been kind of a wild ride. The move and the pandemic and everything else was just what I needed to go through to get here. And now that I'm here, I'm adjusting well. I like most of my classes, and I'm starting to dial in a learning technique and rhythm that works for me. So hopefully I can keep that up for the next 2 years, and I'll try to update you guys soon. Until then, do good. The bus is coming! We ended up, Francesco was wandering around telling everybody that there was no lab. He was on his way to IKEA!
Next week for lab 2, I'm going to give you there's a little bit of logistic things that has to be sorted out. But you can see that we start with our A section.